everybody. Nice stress-free evening as usual. Terrific effort by our guys, I thought, responding in the second half. I think I said it maybe a couple weeks ago, but when you drop, kind of like a back-to-back in conference, man, it feels like you literally haven't won a game all season. And the morale of your group, the ability for your guys to respond, you never really quite know. But I will say this, they did the work the right way coming in here. I think our offense really at the end of the day has to either alter a way we're doing something, but we have to get better starts. And defensively, we were playing that feeling of like, here we go again. You can almost see it on their faces. Here we go again. It's like struggling again. Here we down 10. You've got that feeling. And we talked about halftime. Like, we've been in this thing like 24 games now, and usually it comes down to about the last 2 minutes if we stick with it. And I thought we really stuck with it in the second half in terms of like grinding it out, finding ways. And then offensively, we were way better spaced. We had way more opportunities for unselfish plays. And I thought we missed probably 5 or 6 good looks as well. And, our offense carried us a little bit more in the second half. And then, Jamar struggled with a shot here recently. And I think his everyday approach and just having a good attitude, usually at some point, the cream rises to the top for guys like that in terms of becoming themselves, if they just do the right things every day. And it really was nice to see him be rewarded. And Bassey making it just another, crucial game-winning split decision pass. But all the way around, really proud of our guys. Our ability level right now to get that one tonight to stop, so to speak, the bleeding is huge for our finish. And but we're going to have to continue to do the work the right way here the next couple days as we get ready to play another one at home on Saturday. But proud of our guys. At this time of year, it's very difficult, to win and go through the highs and lows. But to see us pull this one out tonight was a big, big deal for the morale and just in general. We're not dead yet.
Questions?
Coach, after tonight's win, this is your first 500 season here at Rhode Island. What does that mean to you?
I'm not really trying to be 500, I think I'm disappointed at the end of the day with how it's taken a little longer than we have wanted to. We're 16-8 right now, Like I told the guys in the locker room, like, we got more in the tank right now. We're just trying to find a way to play the best that we can at the right time, and it's doing the hard work every day the right way, and we'll see where it goes. But, I don't really think about 500 or where we're at right now. We're trying to keep stacking wins, and we're trying to do the best that we can do in terms of this conference. It's a very difficult conference. It's very even, and do the work tomorrow. It's the only thing that really matters.
Coach, like you alluded to a minute ago, just having to recover in second halves has been a reoccurring theme for this team. But also, like you said, you're not dead yet. No. When you have a result like this where you have to kind of pull yourself out of a hole, but you're able to get that win, could you expand on just how big of a result that is in terms of how it helps the team's confidence as a unit moving forward? Yeah,
I don't know how many wins or at the end of the day has resulted in this type of a play or the last 2 minutes, but it seems like, realistically, probably since Thanksgiving, you can probably go to early December, Yale on, every game has been like this. We've pulled a lot of them out. We've found a way. We've also lost a couple here recently that have stung. LaSalle, I know they're the next opponent, but like at LaSalle, it's 56, 58, 58 with 2 to go. At Fordham, we had 4 and 5 point leads with the last 2 minutes to go. So we've been bitten a few times as well. But I do believe that winning cures a lot of evils in terms of your players' ability level to continue to keep fighting the right way. You can't keep taking on punches where they don't believe and they go into a shell. And I thought in the first half of tonight, maybe didn't quite see that same tenacity and fight. Now, we have had some really resilient moments. Tonight was one of them, and it was the biggest moment, because you're in game 24, 25, like you need it. You're at home. You can't go 3 in a row. You've got to stop the bleeding. So I thought tonight's was about as morale boosting, confidence boosting as you can get. Now, I will say this. We have to hold our standard tomorrow. We have to do it the right way. We have 7, 8 guys in right now, kind of rotating in practice. Like we lost Q 10 minutes into practice the other day again. So like we have to keep doing it the right way, and we have to prepare to play LaSalle on Saturday, and then that's what we worry about. But confidence boosting, morale boosting, we've been in a lot of these games, and I do believe that our guys understand that if they do have a great attitude and they stay with it through the course of 40 minutes, that we can get there. We talk a lot about the 4-minute segments. I think that we lost 3 in the first half. We did not lose a 4-minute segment in the second half. Whether it's by 1 point in that 4 minutes or whether we won by 3 or 4, we won them all. And they know that if we do that, we keep trying to go 4 minutes at a time, that we can hang in. We scored 43 points in the second half, and I think that we probably left another 10 on the board. Whether breakaway layup, wide open 3 in the left corner, like we started to play, I thought, good basketball in the second half. And we have to carry that on as we keep moving into this next part of this year with maybe some changes to what we're doing. I've been stubborn, and I think we need to open the floor up even more.
And Sebastian Thomas, obviously another marquee moment to finish a game, this time as a creator, with Jamarcus being the finisher. That whole sequence, how much of that is coming from your sideline as a tactic, and how much of that is just letting Sebastian do what he does best?
I really regret the not calling timeout the possession before. They were doing a really good job, I thought, in the last 3 to 5 minutes, 6 minutes of getting Bassie not to get the ball. He didn't bring it up a lot for us in the last 4 or 5 minutes. And, I really regret not calling timeout when I didn't have it in his hands the play prior to that. Anytime there's defense to offense in terms of under 15 or 20 seconds, I've said that. If he has it, then we're going to let him make the right decision. And we had great spacing. He used the ball screen and the drag, and then he's so talented in terms of his wiggle, but he didn't shoot a tough 2. He didn't throw one off the board this time. He had vision, and he found his partner over there in the right corner, and like that's what Jamar means to us. When Jamar plays like he plays tonight, we're a different team, and I thought it was really good for him to get off the schneid and make. He was 7-11 from the floor, 3 for 4 from. We need more. We need that Jamarcus. We haven't had that in a minute, and but. Yeah, I think to answer your question, he's had a lot of opportunities to make those type of plays. We trust him as long as we're organized. The play prior to that, I really regret not getting it set to get it back to him.
Coach, what is it about this team that they don't play with urgency until they've dug a hole?
I don't know. I probably need to do a better job of telling them not to get down 15, 16. It's probably on the coach, right?
No,
I think most things is on the coach. Don't get down 16 tonight, guys. And then we won't dig ourselves out of it, right? I think our offense plays a role. If you're asking a serious question, I think our offense plays a role in our mindset, and I think our offense struggling in conference play at times on the road or at home early in games has played a pivotal role in us digging ourselves out of holes. If we have had some moments where offensively we're cooking early or we have some good things going, I think the game has been a little easier for us. But if you're asking me, it's systematically, offensively, we're flawed, and we have to correct a couple things here as we go down the last 6 or 7 games. We've been stunted early in games with how teams have played, and we haven't adjusted well enough for our players. But I do think a couple corrections here moving forward may give us a better chance on that. But I do think that the offense being slowed down, not getting easy baskets, missing some shots, I think that's played a role in us really having to dig ourselves out of holes.
I like what you're saying about offense. I mean, it was 10 turnovers, they're tunnel vision passing.
Yep.
The offense allowed 4 or 5 breakouts for them.
1,000% correct. 10 turnovers at the half, a couple pick 6 layups going down the other end. It deflates you. It deflates you. Your offense is deflating you. You can't even get back to guard some of them, so it's tough. But no question about it. The point blank to your question is, bad offense in the first half has really hurt us. Not that defense is great.
25 points.
Easy. Yeah, easy. And I think, that's been a common theme for us is just fundamentally we have to correct 1 or 2 things. I think we did a great job at halftime as a staff saying this is what we're going to do. Thought our guys responded well, and we shared the ball. We had good pace. We had a lot of good things happening. And, I think as we keep moving forward, we're going to have to keep putting ourselves in better positions to be, really at the end of the day, more successful. We've got to keep the floor way more open. And at the end of the day, I do believe we have to play bigger at times, maybe even with Dave at the 3 and David at the 4. We have to do a couple things here unique down the stretch to give ourselves a better chance.
Coach, you talked about confidence ahead of that road stretch, and obviously not able to come out with the 2 losses, but how does that stretch of games kind of affect that issue, and to come out in the second half, how did that kind of progress?
Look, I said at the start of the press conference, when you lose a back-to-back, you sort of you look at the games with 2 a week, and as a coach, you kind of say, what are we going to do this week? We're going to sweep them, we're going to split it, or we're going to get swept. When you get swept in a 2-game series in conference play, you lose a back-to-back, it feels like there isn't a thing that you've done in 8 months that's been worth a damn. It's like everything's bad. Your plays are bad, your players are bad, the coach stinks. It's just like everything is bad, right? So you have to really be tough-minded as a group, and you have to really try to eliminate all distractions that you can, and you have to put your players in a mode of earning the right to be good when their confidence is down. We forced our players over the last 2.5 days to get after it. Now, it may not have shown early, but I do believe that they felt good coming into the game and felt better about that competitive spirit. And maybe in the second half that translated in a click. I will say this, one of these days we're going to win a game, and you're not going to have to wait until 2.4 seconds. We're going to play well all the way through. We're going to get a 40-minute stretch, and we have 2 games this week. And at the end of the day, what did you do in these 2? You're gonna waste it? You're gonna split it? What are you gonna do? I mean, if you sweep it, it's like, wow, all of a sudden the doors are all open again, right? So it's an emotional roller coaster during the course of the season. You try to keep your guys locked in on what they're doing, and we have to really be the best we've ever been tomorrow. And I think if we can try to do that, give ourselves the best chance.
Coach, with some of the stuff going on with the roster, how important is it, or just how important is Jamarcus Lawrence's point of attack defense right now?
Look, we trust Jamarcus as much as any guy on our team defensively. He's grown leaps and bounds through the course of the season. We put him on a lot of times the other guy's best player, best perimeter guy, best shooter. It really hasn't mattered. He gets a hard assignment night in, night out, and I really trust him there. There's going to be games where it doesn't work out well, but he's really grown in the toughness area there. His attention to detail and his smarts is really good, and he's provided a bright spot right there for us in terms of how he's developed. I know he wants to play better offensively. He expects to play better, and I think that's been some of his confidence. He knows he's better than that. But to the most part, I mean, he's hung his hat on playing hard and doing the right thing. And he did it again tonight. I mean, I give Hinton credit. He's a terrific player. He played all 40 minutes. He made big shots for their team. And a lot of times I thought, Jamarcus made really good plays on him as well. I think he had 4 steals in the game tonight, right? So it was good.
What did you mention him a bit earlier? Do you just have an update on Q?
Q has battled illness, and he came back to practice on Monday. He lasted 10 minutes before he hurt his shoulder. So I don't think he'll be available the rest of this week. I do think with maybe the following week having a bye, you probably can look. We really need him. We really need him. I mean, we need his physicality, his bounce, the size on the perimeter, the rebounding. He can shoot it. We need that extra bigger perimeter body right now. We're really tiny at times out there, small. So the sooner we can get him back, the sooner we can get him back. We had all intentions on him being ready for Wednesday other than a tough fall. And he's got a shoulder sprain right now.
You want the Xavier score?
Is it positive or negative?
Positive for you, maybe not for other fans around the state.
No, there's only one person that would be positive for it. There isn't, unless the University of Rhode Island and Rhody Nation cares if PC wins the game, so to speak. I don't think don't worry about me. But no, if it's a good score, give it to me. If it's not a good score, I'm gone.
We're up 24.
It's a good night. It's a good night. The good thing is he's 20 minutes up the road. He didn't call. He doesn't care to see me. Doesn't want to spend any time with his brother, I guess. So, thanks everybody.
Yeah. We'll put it under my lap.